All right, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, May 26th, and we are having our 7th grade trip to Albany. It's going to be virtual this year, and this is just going to be a short introductory video just to guide you through the field trip and to set up the assignment for you in case you have any questions or any confusion about it. You can also email me during the day. I will always be around to answer any questions or give you any help you need. So all 7th grade students at Fox Lane Middle School have the opportunity to explore Albany virtually. Please work your way through the following slides and complete the form attached to the last slide. Learn a lot and most importantly, have fun. So you're going to go through the slideshow, and let me actually just X out of this for a second so you can see how it looks in the sidebar. So you're going on this trip to Albany, and there are 3 stops. So I kind of talked about this in Friday's screencast. But we're taking you through how the day would have gone if we went to Albany in person. And we had 3 major stops. But before we go that far, let me just talk about the introductory stuff. So why are we still going to Albany in the first place? Well, this trip is an important part of the 7th grade experience. Even though we can't physically travel to Albany right now, we wanted to give you a small taste of what our day would have been like. It connects our study of the Constitution and government. We will take a tour of the state capitol building where our state legislature works to make our laws. You will explore the New York State Museum and learn about New York State history. You will also see the Hudson River from a boat and learn about the river and its importance to New York State. Finally, this trip connects to our capstone theme. How can one person make a difference in our world? From the Capitol building to the museum to the Maritime Museum, you will learn about individuals who work to make positive changes in their communities. So that question is central. How can one person make a difference in our world? Have that question in your mind throughout each of the stops. So stop number 1 is the New York State Capitol building, and we take you through a few exhibits. There's 8 plus a bonus exhibit, and each exhibit has a video, which kind of is a video tour of each aspect. So you can go through the videos. And then the bonus exhibit's pretty interesting. It shows you how our legislators actually vote in the Capitol building. They don't use raised hands and things like that. It's all electronic. It's very sophisticated, even though the machines here probably don't look that modern. The New York State Museum, which is actually across from the New York State Capitol. And you have a chance to look at all these different exhibits. Click on the links. Each exhibit is linked, hyperlinked into the title underline. So you can see an Iroquois Longhouse, Sesame Street set. They have all that stuff. Mastodon Skeletons Carousel, Harlem exhibit, 9/11 exhibit. Remember, we started the year with that. So the New York State Museum you can explore. And then the Hudson River. So where we did a kind of a Hudson River cruise when we went with Dutch Apple Cruises. That was very fun. I remember it was so windy that day. Chairs were flying all over the place. But we did that because we wanted to give it more of a science focus and talk about the ecology and the environment of the Hudson River and what can be done to protect the wildlife. You're also kind of near the Erie Canal. And takes you through activism, and just follow the instructions on the slides and you'll be able to get to this link right here. So if you click on the link above, it should open a new site for you, which we tested, and students are able to access it. And you can look at some of the other exhibits. So talking about some of the wildlife and how some old paintings and things of that sort. And then as you keep going, towards the end, you have other links that you can find out more. And then reflections on your virtual field trip. This is the assignment. So we would like you to take some time to reflect on the trip and 3 places you visited. Please click on the link below to complete the trip reflections form. As always, please provide the thoughtful, detailed responses to the questions. So if you click this, the trip reflections form, it's actually going to open up a Google form assignment for you. And it looks like this. So you have a section on each part of our trip, each of the 3 stops. You have the New York State Capitol. So you're saying, what is one thing you learned about the Capitol building? What is something you found to be very interesting? What is something you would like to learn more about? What did you see or learn about the New York State Capitol, about how people make a difference in the world? So always connects back to our capstone question. All of your projects in some way relate to that question. It's about how people can make a difference in the world. So looking at this stop on our tour, what does this say about it? It could be anything from our lawmakers who actually vote and write the laws that govern what happens in New York State. It could even be the people who designed the building and kind of rescued a lot of the documents that burned down in the fire, which you'll learn about in the video as well. New York State Museum, same deal, and it's the same 4 questions. What is something you learned at the museum? What is something you found very cool or interesting? What is something you would like to learn more about? What did you see or learn at the New York State Museum about how people make a difference in the world? Same 4 questions, and it's the same thing for the Hudson River and New York State Maritime Museum. So it's very straightforward and simple, kind of getting your feedback. There's no right or wrong answer. It's your reflection and reaction to the experience. Your responses will help us next year when we hopefully get to go in person with next year's grade, and we can actually get an idea of what you actually found most interesting, and maybe we can kind of focus next year's students towards those areas that all of you found to be most interesting. So that is, in a nutshell, the assignments for today. And remember, it counts for all 4 of your core academic classes: math, science, English, social studies. So it's going to appear in the gradebook 4 times. So take the time to have fun, explore the slideshow, and complete the assignment. You can even go through it with a friend. You can't be there in person and travel in a group, but you could do it virtually. So I encourage that. So hopefully this got you in a position where you're able to start the assignment. I'll be around all day to answer any questions you have, anything you're curious about or confused about. So enjoy the day. I wish we could be there in person, but this is the next best thing. So this will be me signing off.